Scales are the foundation of every great pianist's technique, but mastering them doesn't have to be overwhelming. If you haven't already checked out our first video on the C major scale fingering that applies to 10 different scales, check that video out first at the link above. It's the perfect starting point for building a strong foundation. In today's video, we'll be tackling the next challenge, the flat scales. F, B flat, E flat, and A flat. These can be a bit tricky, but don't worry. Join master teacher Marvin Blickenstaff as he breaks down these scales with easy to follow tips and techniques that makes learning these scales not only manageable, but enjoyable. Let's dive in and take your scale practice to the next level.
Let's talk a little bit more about scale fingerings for hands together and go on to what I would regard as rule number 2. These are the early flat keys of F, B flat, E flat, and A flat. They have a rule too. Now, in the C major rule, I think the rule would be stated fourths play next to the tonic. So 4 right, thumbs 4 left, yeah. The fourths play around the tonic. In this second group of scales, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat, there's another rule, and that is that the fourth fingers in the right hand plays on B flat, always on B flat. And in the left hand, you start 3, 2, 1, and put the fourth over on the fourth note. That presents a problem because the right hand is stabilized with the fourth finger on the B flat, but the left hand moves around according to the note that it starts on, which means that every scale has a different fingering coordination between the hands. Not easy. Let's take those scales, take them apart, and see how we can make F major, B flat major, E flat, and A flat easier for our students. Okay, here we go. F major, 1 flat. What could be easier? And most students can play this really quite easily, and yet the fourth fingers will still have a tendency to get off. There's not enough sort of visual guidelines to help us. One of the things I illustrate for the students, and the student observes that the thumbs always play together. Thumbs. Wow, that's easy. Can you play just the notes that the thumb plays? F's and C's and F's and C's and F's. Fantastic. Now, do you notice that between F and C, there's a wider gap than between C and F? So let's put the fourth fingers in that wider gap. So here's 1, crush 2, 3, 4, thumbs on C. Now a little group of 2 and 3, thumbs, crush 2, 3, 4, thumbs, 2, 3, big group, 2, 3, 4, little group, 2, 3, big group, and we're home. Play the scale slowly. Big group, thumbs, little group, thumbs, big group, thumbs, little group, and we got it. B flat major. I joke with my students sometimes and say, you wouldn't believe how many students quit piano lessons because of the B flat major scale. And we laugh because we find out that B flat major is actually pretty simple if you only observe a couple of things. B flat major has 2 flats. We can prove that with our major key study. Now the rule says that the fourth finger is going to always be on B flat in the right hand. And the rule says that in the left hand, you start 3, 2, 1, 4. Now what you discover is that the black keys may only be played with 4s and 3s. But if the 4 is on the right hand and the left hand, that means that the 3 is going to be against it. And then the third finger in the right hand plays E flat, 4 is against it. In other words, we're discovering that you're limited to 3 and 4 on the black keys, but they never get to play together at the same time. So 4 against 3, 3 against 4, 4 against 3, 3 against 4. It really works. 4 against 3, 3 against 4. And then we play slowly. Now, there's an interesting thing. If you trust your right hand to be correct going up, and you make your left hand match that, that works perfectly well. And if you trust your left hand to be correct on the way down and make your right hand match that, you're in scale heaven. So we start out. Now I see that my right hand is headed for a 3 on the E flat. I play a 4 against it. 4 in the right hand, play 3 against it. 3 in the right hand, play 4 against it. Coming down, trust your left hand. 4 is coming up, I play 3 against it. 3 coming up, I play 4 against it. 4, I'm playing. Works, really works. And so we've turned one of the hardest scales for students into one of the easiest scales because we can trust that our hands are going to be correct. E flat major, 3 flats. Interestingly enough, those 3 flats occur in the form of a single black key and double blacks. Single and double blacks. And so what we do is block out the black keys and play 3s together on the single blacks, 3 and 4 on the double blacks, 3s on the single black, and we really got it. When my students can do that, I say, well, go ahead and play the scale. And they find that the white keys fall so naturally with 1s and 2s. All they need to focus on is how to play the black keys. 3s together, pair of 3 and 4, 3s together, pair of 3 and 4, 3s together, pair of 3 and 4. Okay? A flat major is a problem for a lot of students. My students actually have a fairly easy time of A flat major because of the way we start learning the scale. I have my students play a blocked A flat major chord, okay? Then I ask them to play that broken with a very special fingering. 3s and 1s and 3s and 1s and 3s. And they do that again. Again. Now, would you play an A flat 5 finger pattern using that as your scale model? So that's the outline for your fingering. Use 3s and 1s and 3s as a model for your fingerings for that 5 finger pattern. 3s and 1s and 3s and play the scale. You just add 2 white keys. 3s and 1s and the students chant 3s and 1s and 3s. 3s and 1s and 2 whites, 3s and 1, 3s, 2 whites. 3s and 1s and that's it. So that covers that rule. So we've had the C major rule that covers 10 scales. We've had our rule 2 where the right hand 4th finger plays on B flat, left hand 4th finger goes 3, 2, 1, 4. And we've already covered that rule, which was the easiest one. I call it rule 3. Sometimes I call it the black key rule, where you have a pair of 2, 3, 4, a group of 2, 3, 4 in the 3 blacks, and then 2, 3 on the 2 blacks.
Thanks so much for watching today's video. We'd love to hear from you. Share your favorite tips for learning scales in the comments below, and let us know what techniques or topics you'd like us to cover next. If you enjoyed these tips, there's so much more waiting for you at PianoInspires.com. For less than $3 a month, you can unlock access to hundreds of teaching videos covering technique, deep dives into diverse repertoire, archived webinars, and so much more. And that's not all. Your subscription also includes every issue of Piano Magazine, our renowned quarterly publication with over 20 years of inspiring content. It's packed with insights and resources for piano teachers, learners, and performers alike. Use the code YouTube15 to get 15% off your subscription today. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss an update. See you in the next video.